If you have clicked this video, that means you do want to improve. That means you do want to get better. And I am here to tell you things which I have realized by myself or I have read somewhere and I have arrived to a conclusion. So let's get started. Now we all know that this is you. So whoever is watching this, we are divided into three parts: our physical, mental, and spiritual. We have spiritual health, we have mental health, we have physical health. We have to make sure that all three are growing together. We don't want the ratio of 1 is to 2 is to 3. We don't want that. We need 3 is to 3 is to 3. You get what I'm saying? This is what we need. But you might ask me, how do we get that? How do we go there? Normally, our society has made us in a way in which our physical and mental is in check always. Mental nowadays. Physical has always been our primal way of getting to know that if you are good enough or not. But guess what? Your mental and spiritual are equally important. We can say that all of them go hand in hand. It is that if your mental health and spiritual health is trash and only your physical health is good, that doesn't do very good to you. That doesn't do good things to you. So you know that in all these three, we have certain beliefs. We have certain things which we keep in mind to get to know that, oh, is this true or false, or is this right or wrong? You can say that they are facts or they are beliefs which you might have picked up from somewhere, which you might have learned from watching something, reading something, maybe your upbringing, etc. etc. So, you should ask yourself a 5 step process to understand yourself better. You need to understand yourself better. Okay, that is the point of this video. You need to understand yourself better. How do you understand yourself better? First, write down 5 of your core beliefs. Well, now what is core beliefs? What is you ask my core belief? My core belief is I should get 1% better every single day. Now I can tell you again, define them and explain. Now why do I need what is get 1% better every day? Whatever I'm doing every single day, I want to make sure that I make it I do it more better every single day. Now let us assume I tie my shoelace. I need to make sure that I want to tie my shoelace as easily, as fastly, as swiftly as possible every single day so that it saves time for me and also it's good for me. I'm just giving you an example of today. It might be eating breakfast, it might be doing your homework, etc. etc. Then why do I want to get better? Why do I want to do things every single day 1% better? Because I want to make my life easier, because I want to make sure that whatever I do is to the finest level possible so that it's good for me. I feel satisfaction by doing it. I want to do it so that it helps me. And change if no answer is found. What does that mean? You need to change if you can't define why and explain them. If the characteristics of a hollow belief or a blind belief is you don't know why you do it, you can't explain why. If the answer is I just feel like it or I just want to do it, it doesn't make sense. You need to make sure that you can fact base and explain it properly. Now, first you have written it down, then you have defined and explained it, then you have told me why do you do it. Then you change it if it's not there. Now let us assume you simply don't like some person. Why don't you like that person? Define it down, break it down. Let us assume you don't like a person. Why do I don't like the person? Don't I like the way he talks? Don't I like the way he speaks? Is he exploiting some parts of me refrain from which I refrain from looking at myself? Is that what's happening here? You need to question that. You need to make sure that you're questioning parts of yourself every single day. Questioning yourself is very, very important. So once you do that, then you grow. Now, what is grow? Grow is once you analyze the whole thing, you need to make sure that what can I replace in place of those beliefs so that it's easier for me to grow into a better person. That's what you got to do. You got it. I know. So yeah, first, write down spiritual, mental, and physical. Five beliefs of why you believe them and how you believe them, and then define them and explain them. And if you fail to define and explain why, change. Change is very important, and the change won't come very easily because half of these are your core beliefs which you have been believing for a lot amount of time. So you need to make sure that Once you write them down, focus, give yourselves answers. Make sure that what you're telling is right or wrong. And once you do this, you're on the way to bettering yourself. So make sure that you grow. Your growth is important. You don't need to do what other people tell you. Your growth is different from the other person's growth. You might be in level 10 somewhere here, and some other person might be in level 3 somewhere here. You can't compare each of them. Everyone has their own level, everyone that has their own way of improving. So make sure that you do this, and make sure that you write down your beliefs and understand yourself, because at the end of the day, all I want is for you to get better. If you get better and if you improve yourself, that is the best thing I could get. So thank you.